Was President Biden's health covered up? He has been deteriorating for some time, but over the past week he's been in hiding because he had COVID. But now some are questioning whether or not Democrats were behind a cover-up. Were they trying to keep the American people from seeing what was really happening? And are they still trying to protect him and cover up any potential health issues? Well, that's what we're going to get to today. Now, at the time that this video is released, at 5 p.m., we are also supposed to have President Biden coming out and speaking in the Oval Office. I don't know if that's going to happen exactly at 5 p.m., but I promise tomorrow morning I will address those comments, whatever he says, and some of the remarks that come from it. Now, today I want you to hear from KJP. She is going to cover why, Peter Doocy is going to ask her, was this a cover-up, and why did White House officials cover it up? Well, I want you to hear what she has to say. So we're going to break this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates, and now let's begin. So did White House officials officially cover up President Biden's health issues? Well, some are speculating that they had to, because if Democrats did not cover up President Biden's health issues, then they would most likely have to ask President Biden to not withdraw from the upcoming election, but resign as president. That's why they are saying that Democrats had to hide this. But just listen to this. Peter Doocy, he asked KJP if this was a cover-up. Listen to this.
It would seem that people in this White House knew that President Biden was slipping, and it was hidden from the American people. So who ordered White House officials to cover up a declining president?
I know that that is a narrative that you love, and
Wait,
no, wait,
10 days,
hold on.
he did a press conference
Hold
at
on.
NATO.
Hold
I'm
on.
in it. There's all these things that I
Hold
need
on.
to finish, and then 10 days later, I'm dropping out.
Okay, wait, you're asking me like multiple questions here. Let me.
I want to touch on one thing really quick, because like Peter Doocy asked, he did this speech with NATO. Yes, I'm in it. I have all these things I want to accomplish. We're not done. The job is not done. And then, a little over a week later, 10 days later, whatever it was, he comes out and says, you know what, I'm done. Right? I've accomplished all these things. I'm now going to take a step back, and I support Vice President Kamala Harris. Well, what happened in those 10 days? Okay, was his health a factor before, and once he contracted COVID, that made things even worse? Or are things potentially even worse than what we are anticipating? We don't know. Let's keep listening.
Wait. First of all, there's been no cover-up. I want to be very clear about that. I know that's the narrative that you all want. Wait, no, you can't. Okay.
I've been with President Biden for 5
Are
years.
you going to let me answer the question?
Would you at least admit that the debate was not just a bad night?
Wait. Can I answer the question?
Yes.
All right. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. To your first question, it is not a cover-up. I know that is the narrative that you all want. It is not. I'm going to say this again, and you're going to hear it directly from the president. I hope you listen tonight.
Like I said, and she's talking about this the speech that President Biden is giving, and it might be happening as soon as this video goes live. But what you need to understand, and again, she's saying that it wasn't a cover-up. Now, a cover-up would be terrifying, right? It's terrible. You try to cover up president's health issues. It's happened before with, I believe, Grover Cleveland, when he had like cancer in his jaw or something, mouth cancer, something like that. They took it out, and then they put in a prosthesis so that hopefully nobody knew. And it wasn't until, I believe, like 40 years later when his doctors came out and wrote like a memoir or something, and it revealed what actually happened. And it's happened before as well. Now, again, that was, back in the early 1900s. But when she's saying that, it wasn't a cover-up. What I would like to hear, if a president or some elected official is struggling, first off, let's remove that person, put somebody else in that is capable of doing the job. Because again, the reason why they're here, they're elected by the American people to be the president, to run the country. I don't think President Biden has been running the country, especially over the past couple weeks. Now, who knows if he's been running the country over the past 3.5 years? That there's debate, going on about that he's just been a puppet. He's just been the guy in front of the camera. But again, he's not even in front of the camera. Let's keep listening.
I think it's going to be incredibly powerful and important. The Oval Office, presidents, as you know, when they make speeches from the Oval Office, it's because there are important moments that they want to directly make sure that the American people hear from them. And it's
one of the other things that people are talking about as well, some that experts have talked about, is President Biden may be doing a speech from the Oval Office so that there's nobody there. He's not going to come to the press room because he's going to have to stand there and give a speech. Okay? Some are questioning whether or not he's even going to be standing for his speech in the Oval Office. Right? He might be sitting because he can't stand for that long. That's the concern. His health is seriously a factor. Just keep listening.
It's obviously going to be done in prime time. I would listen to the president. And then what I will say is that it is not easy making a decision that the president made on Sunday. It is just not. It is not. And as you all reported, it is historic. It is unusual. This is not the norm. And making a decision like that for someone who has been in public service for 54 years, U.S. Senator for 36, President to Vice President to President Obama for 8, and now a first term as president himself.
So she says it's historic, right? It's not the norm, and it isn't. But again, the reason why this decision was most likely made, number one, she is saying that he made that decision. No, he didn't make that decision. His actions caused him to lose Democrats almost $90 or $100 million. Okay? It was over $90 million that some mega donors were saying that they are going to hold up. They're not going to give it to Democrats until President Biden decides to withdraw. So did he make that decision? Yes, he made the decision. But was it something that was on his own time, his doing? Or was it because he has been slipping for so long that Democrats and some mega donors decided this is not the guy we want at the top of the ticket. We need somebody else in order to defeat former President Donald Trump, and we need other Democrats to actually go and run, right? Get out from underneath the Biden name so that they don't lose to Republicans in their races in the House and the Senate. As of right now, it is very interesting what's going on, but it sounds like the White House is still covering up a potential health issue. Now, again, if he's not healthy, fine. Hopefully he is. But if he's not healthy, that's fine. But let's pull him out. Let's move him away from the White House and the Oval Office and the destruction that's going to do on somebody at 80-some years old, 81 years old. Right? Let's pull him away. He can get the help he needs and put somebody else in there. Make sure somebody else can run the country. Because again, it doesn't seem like President Biden has been the one running the country over the past 3.5 years. So, the good news is President Biden he's still around, right? There was speculation that we haven't seen him in a week, and some were saying that maybe he's not alive. President Biden is alive, but is the White House covering up some serious health issues? Well, we're going to find that out soon enough, but for the time being, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.